pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the 3rd annual Culver Block 200 here live on JTN as part of our coverage of the TMP Summer Cup Series. Hello and welcome, folks. My name is Joe Jawiecki, joined up here in the booth tonight by the one and only, the co-hostess with the mostest, Mr. Dewey Schramm. Dewey, welcome to Indy, buddy.
Hey, it's been a while, but I am certainly glad to be right back up here again.
Right back up here for a marquee event here in the TMP Racing League, the Culver Block 200. Talked about it, 3rd annual event. Of course, last year, John Wall taking home the victory in the number 78 after qualifying on pole. Joshua Mercurio led the most laps, though, in that race not 1 year ago, about 8 months ago now. It was back in December. But Dewey, this is one of those marquee events on the calendar that all these drivers want to win.
Of course, I mean, it doesn't matter what series you're in, what car you're in. At the end of the day, it is the Brickyard, it is Indianapolis, it is one of the most famous, if not the most famous, racing circuits in the world. It is always going to be a place that you want to etch your name in as a victor. And we've got about 20 guys here tonight that are aiming to do just that, and I cannot wait to see which one of them ends up being the one to do it.
Gonna be a fun time here tonight. We encourage you, as always, to make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a second of the action here on JTN. Dewey, with that being said, though, qualifying already has concluded and run its course. Why don't you take us through that starting lineup for this double points race here tonight?
Gladly, and as I said before, with double points on the line, even more of a reason, of course, to be the one to kiss the bricks tonight. Leading us to the green flag first will be the 37 of Roger Nebelsick, and to his outside the 19 of Chris Aiken. Back in row 2, the 86 of Daryl Johnston and the 24 of Viper. Rounding out the top 5 will be the 6 of Rich Napick, and to his outside the 99 of Joshua Mercurio. Back in row 4 will be Josh 2 in the 85 and Rich Fenkel in the 2 car. Tom Goodman and Irv Johnston round out our top 10 with Jamie Tedder and Brian Bieswanger back in row 6. The 61 of, Dick Jordan will roll off 13th with Rod Weston to his outside in the 41. Dan Rubino and John Palmer make up row number 8 with Wade Driscoll and defending winner John Wall back in row 9. And rounding out tonight's field, the 41 of Josh Boyer and the 4 of Tom Musa, shotgun on the field here for tonight's 80-lap race.
And as always, top 4 in points not qualifying 0, 41, 78, and 4. So that's why they're tail end of the field. A lot of fun rolls here tonight, Dewey. 14 tires laying in the pits for these drivers, 18 tires in total for this race, including the 4 that you're starting on. So you got 3 full sets down on pit road, 2 tires, and you can go about 20 laps if you're lucky on a tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. What, if any, opportunities for strategy will be afoot here for these drivers tonight? Put you on the spot.
Just thinking about that, you were telling me in the pre-race about how there's 14 tires, which I've personally never seen before. To have like a half set instead of a full set for a race. But boy, it makes the idea of taking 2 tires late in the race very, very fun. What I think with about 20 laps of fuel, if you can stretch it that far, this is going to be like a 3-stop race, maybe 4 if you can't stretch it all the way with 80 laps on the books. So if you're a guy with like 4 laps to go, you might have to take 2 tires and top off on gas if you have to. This could be a very, very interesting race for strategy, especially if we get a couple of interestingly timed cautions.
Or even if we don't get those cautions, the one thing that comes to mind for me, of course, points being paid out at halfway for every single position, like it would be the completion of a race. Maybe at that halfway break, or as you close in on needing that pit stop at that halfway mark, you come down, make your green flag pit stop to put some to service the car, put some fuel in it, and maybe there you take 2 tires, take a little bit less fuel so you can get some track position and try to snag some extra points there at that halfway mark. Definitely going to be some strategies for drivers competing for this championship.
Yeah, kind of a similar setup to what you see sometimes in the Cup Series, of course, with how the stages play out.
Especially
With
at the
full
road
points
courses.
up for grabs at the halfway point. I mean, obviously you want to finish up front at the end, but if you can at least, pull some strategy moves and get yourself full points in like the top 3, top 5 at the halfway break, that's still a pretty solid day. So we'll see what these guys elect to do, but with all these different rules and the halfway break put in, it opens up the door for some very unique things that you might not otherwise see in other racing leagues online.
You see, drivers getting lined up here on the grid as we await the command from the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
No place like it.
Back home again in Indiana.
Drivers, start your engines!
As the field rolls off here, Dewey, any final thoughts? And are you saving fuel on this opening pace lap? You gotta save a little,
Honestly,
right?
I would. I would do everything I can to save as much fuel anytime I can. I'd probably be clutching even from lap 1 to try to make it just to lap 20 every single time to set yourself up to eliminate that 4th stop at the end.
Were you ever good at the fuel mileage racing?
Sometimes. I've had some good fortunes with it, I've had some not so good fortunes with it, so bit of a mixed bag there with that one. But one other thing too is, obviously Indianapolis was not purpose-built for stock cars. Like this place was always intended for, open wheel racing, and it's always been one of the tougher ovals to try to conquer, with stock cars, not really, again, being built for this place. So all of these different rules going down, the tire set allotment, the halfway break, on top of it already being a notoriously tough track to try to get yourself around, we're going to be in for a real treat tonight.
A treat?
I think Bristol knows a thing or two about those, huh?
He does. He's a big salmon treat guy. So he can't have like beef or chicken or anything like that, so.
I like a good salmon.
Don't get me started, man.
Bristol is a dog of taste.
He is. As the pace car is in, and we get ready to go racing here in the 3rd annual Culver Block 200. Green flag, we're racing from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Roger Nebersick on the inside, Chris Aiken on the outside here into turn 1 for the first time. And it looks like it's going to be the 19 with a bit of a nose here down to the first short chute. And he's going to clear the 37 now into turn 2. So already a new leader right off the bat at the beginning of this one.
Nebelsick with a big bobble there off of turn number 2. Hits the outside wall on corner exit. He'll lose some momentum. And Aiken will try to pull away as the battle is on for 3rd. Viper there in the
Darryl
20.
Johnson in the 86. Oh, good.
Viper there in the 24.
And 86 looked like he washed up a bit there, but the 24 really wasn't able to take advantage of it. So for now, Darrell holds on to third position. Still some good battles throughout the field. Not really too spread out so far, of course, with it being just one lap here so far. But the top two look like they're starting to give themselves a bit of separation between them and third place Darrell Johnston. So that might be one to watch out for here. We could see a split strategy already where maybe those guys up at the front are going to try to push the issue as long as possible, whereas some of these guys that maybe tail towards the back elect to conserve fuel and tires to try to take out a fuel stop.
Schnappick losing a spot there in the number 6. Here comes Viper to the inside of the 86. He's got help from the 99 of Mercurio. That 99 was not feeling good on exit of turn 4 there. It'll be a drag race.
No, he was not.
For position down into turn number 1. Help from a Ford teammate there in the 6 of Rich Knappick. That Sitco Jeff Burton colored car of Mercurio continues to battle side by side with Johnston there in the 86.
Yeah, solid battle going here, but Knappick might have something to say about it here down the backstretch in that Harley-Davidson machine.
Shades of the
He's gonna help
NASCAR
craft
Xfinity
Mercurio.
Series race here. And the battle between Taylor Gray and Connor Zilic at the end of that race. There was the third place, Sam Mayer. That was the decision maker on who won the event. The 99 goes on by.
Yeah, that was a very, very fun finish to that race, and of course Sam Mayer basically picked the guy that helped him more in points. You know, drafting the guy that had already won a couple of times versus the guy that hadn't won at all. So, pretty easy choice for Sam Mayer to make in that situation. So maybe we'll see something similar to that here tonight, as the 85 of Josh Chu is going to make a move here on that 6 of Rich Knappick. I believe that's for P6 here out of turn 2. And Tom Goodman trying to make a move here down the back. Thought about taking it 3, thought better of it. He'll stay behind Josh for now.
He wanted to make it 3 wide, man.
Maybe later.
Maybe that's right. Back up front, though, it's Chris Aiken in this number 19. With the race lead, a pair of Dodges out in front of the field, an Intrepid followed by a Charger. I think it's usually the opposite way around,
Always one
ain't
of
it?
the fun things. Yeah. That's always the fun part, though, about these older mods, is just the different manufacturers and models that you tend to see. I mean, I've seen a couple Tauruses out here. There's a Rich Knappick's and a Fusion. I think somebody back there's in a Thunderbird. I don't remember which car it is, but somebody's in one. A couple of Pontiacs out here. I mean, there's all sorts of cars and manufacturers and stuff going on here, and I love the variety you get when you run, you know, a series of these older game mods like this. I've noticed quickly, Joe, that 2 cars at the tail end of this field are much further back than the rest of their counterparts, and I'm thinking that that 108 of John Palmer and that 61 of Dick Jordan are hard saving right now. I think those are the 2 for right now that you're going to have to watch for as ones to try this 3-stop strategy and save as much fuel as possible to stretch this thing out and make it work.
Top 4 have broken away from the rest of the field.
Like quite a bit. Almost 4 seconds now between 4th and 5th.
Like Johnson in the 86 maybe holding some of these guys up. Goodman hugging that curbing down there on the north chute. I'll
I
make
think for a lot of these guys, it might be advantageous to stay behind the 86, though.
yeah, save some fuel.
Obviously, you use more fuel when you're out there in front by yourself. But if you're behind somebody, you can get the draft. You can let off into the corners earlier and save a bit of gas. So I'm sure the 86 right now might actually be happy to see some guys passing. But if I'm that 85 of Josh too, I'd probably stick behind this 86 car for a little longer.
And 86 is now struggling though without clean air on the nose.
That is true.
Car really starting to tighten up. Back up front, though, it's Viper with Mercurio hot on his tail. Roger Nebelsick has retaken the race lead while we were looking away. That Patron number 37 car.
Good looking car.
Bright green, ain't it? Now, I say,
Pretty bright green.
I thought green cars were bad luck, Dewey.
Oh, people say that. I don't know.
Boy, they're in that Skittles number 41. That's my favorite candy. Skittles. So good.
Skittles are solid.
You ever had the
Haven't had
sour
them in a while,
ones?
though. I have not.
Ugh. You got to. Change your life.
Perhaps I'll have to have them someday.
Why not tomorrow?
Why not tomorrow?
Josh 2 making a pass for position. He's trying to get to the inside of Johnston. That 86 car is just fast enough right now. But now maybe it will fall victim to the freight train coming to the inside. Ooh.
He was hanging on for a while. Oh, wow. Big move there for that 86. Gets himself in front of Rich Snappick. He'll have the draft here to pull side by side with Josh too, but I think the 86 you can start to tell is a bit more ill handling than those cars around him, so I'm not quite sure how long he can keep this up for. But it's fun TV while we're at it. See how long he can keep this going for.
Welcome in, Goose. A little bit of the kerfuffle there causes Napick to lose a spot there in the 6 to the 0. John Wall.
Yeah, pretty much identical paint schemes almost between the 0 and the 85 here. I think the 85's got the orange-colored roof number.
Josh's Eggs, of course, sponsoring both of those cars. As Wall completes the pass. Leave different colored spoilers on those cars as well, Dewey.
Yeah, just some minor differences. Enough you can really tell them apart if you look close, but at first glance, it might look like a clone.
They're twins, but not identical.
Yeah. Towards the front, though, the 37 of Roger Nebelsick has faded in this top pack back to 4th, so the 19 of Chris Aiken once again is your race leader, but now Viper finds himself up in 2nd, and Mercurio now up into 3rd.
Six
Even
continuing.
though it's only lap 13, we're still good.
Oh, lap 13.
I say we're still very early in the race, obviously, but guys are going to have to start thinking about pitting already pretty soon.
Well, maybe that's what you're seeing with the 37.
Maybe trying to save a bit to stretch it out 1 or 2 more laps.
Any little bit helps.
Indeed, it does.
And we're kind of just watching this pack of cars. We've kept our eyes off the leaders because of just the fury and flurry that this field has been racing with further on back. Saw Musa
Yeah, they've
get
been
into the
having
wall
quite
there a
their
little
own
bit.
little battle here. Just off on their own, doing their own thing.
Spangled to the inside of Dan Rubino for position. Rubino, though, going to be able to hold on to the spot. Maybe not.
But with how important that fuel saving can be, I ran a race last week at Michigan where I crossed the start-finish line to take the checkered flag with 0.1 estimated laps of fuel left. So every last little bit that you can save can make the world's difference in being able to stretch that tank all the way to the end or falling short and dropping a ton of positions with no way to make them back up.
Boyer there in the 41, continuing his climb through the front to the front of the field, same as the 0 of Wall, who's been a little more efficient in making passes, already up into the 5th spot. Boyer lagging behind him just a little bit.
That 41 started fairly deep in the field tonight as well. I believe either the second to last row or the last row. And is now just outside the top 10, so the Hard Charger Award so far going to that 41 of Josh Boyer here
Get a push
on
from
lap 17.
I'll get a push from that Carolina Panthers 910 of Jamie Tedder. As Viper has taken over
Wonder how they're going to do this here.
the race lead. I think people, if they want to,
Third different leader of the night.
they want to figure out maybe what the Carolina Panthers or their favorite pro football team is going to do this year. Maybe they should check out Oofsides.
They should. Check out me and Matt, of course, over from the Fake Racers podcast, and sometimes Steven. He likes to show up every so often. So if you like watching or hearing a couple guys talking about football where they might not always know what exactly it is they're talking about, Oofsides is just the podcast for you. And you can check it out on Track and Turf.
There you go. We're very mellow tonight. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, there's a golf course here, so I feel like we almost have to announce this race like we're on the golf course.
Joshua Mercurio, out of turn 4, looking for the race lead.
Trying to take over the race lead from Viper. The big head of steam goes to the 99. He lets off early.
Give him a shot there.
He did.
I don't want to hear Jim Nance call a NASCAR race now. Just
I
see what
don't.
happened. 33 of Tom Goodman hits pit road here. He's the first taker in this field.
Lap 18 complete for him. Or making that pit stop, so I don't know, he's not going to be feeling too good about making it to the end on 2 more, do we?
No.
think we're going to see a lot of takers here. Here comes Viper down pit road.
Giving up the race lead in that 24. Hope he can get it slowed down in time. He came in a little hot.
And then a big
Got a
group of
hot
cars behind them. Ooh.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 of them.
Ash 2 hits the inside wall.
Just a little bit. 86 is in, the 4, 49, 67, and the 44. And got a couple more towards the back. Looks like that's the 108 and the 61.
33 loses a lap on pit lane.
That's tough.
That is tough.
Losing a lap and you're not going to make it to the end. It's all of a sudden Tom Goodman finds himself in a pretty tough spot here. He's going to need some help in the form of cautions to get himself back in this thing. Here comes Mercurio. Here comes the 19 of Chris Aiken. Here comes the 37 and
we're gonna probably see everyone
0
else
on wall. Yeah, pretty much at the rest of the field here. So it looks like 20 laps is the limit here for tonight, which means if this thing runs green the whole way,
You're on the
these
number.
guys are going to be taking the checkered flag with an empty gas tank.
Rod Weston stays out on track for another. Rich Finkel also stayed out on track for another. I thought I saw the 2. Maybe I
And
was
that's
just-
big. If the 30,
He's on pit road.
if
He's on
the
pit road.
31 can make this work, did he already pit or is he still staying out?
No, he's staying out, isn't he?
So if he can make this work, I mean, this is going to be an extra lap that he completes that nobody else can. If he can even do this once and make it 20 laps every other time, that could make a pretty big difference later on in this race.
Very aggressive to the pit road commitment
Came in hot,
line, though. Yeah.
A couple of these guys have been taking a pretty big risk with the fuel speed, the pit
Fuel
speed
speed.
there. Hopefully none of them get themselves penalized.
And through the cycle, Viper going to come out with a hefty lead in the 24.
Oh, got a caution, Joe.
Oh, no!
The 49 of Irv Johnson's gone around here. Not quite sure what happened, but looks like this is going into turn 1.
39 just gets loose, overcorrects, into the outside wall.
And back into the wall again. Looks like he's the only car involved here. But nonetheless, enough to bring out the caution flag. And that is a huge break for Tom Goodman in that 33. And now I would expect, honestly, Joe, I would expect every single car in this field to come right back down pit road and top off with as much gas as possible.
You're only allowed to make
Because
green flag
now
pit
with
stops.
it being lap 22,
You're only allowed to make
you
green
can
flag
make
pit
it to the end
stops.
and only 2 more.
You're only allowed to make green flag pit stops.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, Dewey.
Thank you for reminding me about that.
Know your rules.
Hey, man. Looks like the 49 just fell out under caution too, so that quickly got even worse for the Irv Johnston team. So tough break there for him. Hopefully he can get himself back into the server here pretty quickly, but yeah, no, I entirely forgot about the green only rule, so see what happens here. 31's gonna come on in, but he hadn't pit yet, so he kind of had to.
No, he was on pit road when the caution came out.
Oh, he's back down again. Gonna say hi to his pit crew.
Now they're confusing me.
Maybe they can only take tires under green, but they can fuel up under yellow. Because if these are fuel only stops, that makes perfect sense, obviously, but
Right.
I think that might be what the deal here is. I mean, regardless of the rules, though, I mean, if you only have 2 full tire sets, taking a set after taking 2 laps prior makes absolutely 0 sense, so these have been fuel-only stops regardless. A couple guys in the chat saying an EOL, so I think this might be a thing where if you pit under yellow, it's an EOL penalty.
Oh, is that really a penalty?
Which is a very well. I mean, they all say EOL in the chat, so maybe it might be a blessing, even though it's a penalty. And if it's the difference between making it to the end of the race on fuel and not making it, I think restarting at the back on this restart is definitely worth that price. And we got some more people doing it now here. Tom Musa, Wade Driscoll, Richard Fankel, Dick Jordan back on pit road. Got a couple others as well. I mean, if enough cars pit here and get EOLs, the running order's not going to change. Give the entire field EOLs, nobody's got to move.
Ready to go back racing, Dewey?
I'm very ready. Never been more ready.
Vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom indeed. It'll be Viper, Mercurio, John Wall, Chris Aiken, and Roger Nebelsick, the top 5 here for our first restart of the evening.
Green flag. We're back underway here from Indianapolis.
Great restart for Mercurio here, right on the back bumper of Viper here into turn 1.
Field towards the back half starting to splinter.
Looks like the 31 is back on pit road, having a 4-tire and fuel stop here, Joe, coming to the green.
Oh, he must have needed those tires, Dewey.
He's just now coming off of pit road, so he's going to be pretty close to falling the lap down by the time he gets up to speed again.
I have to hope that those new tires mean something for these guys that had a couple already on them. But the heat cycle, mind you.
Nice and calm so far.
Nice and calm indeed. Weston just up ahead of these leaders in the 31. You see, it's about an 8-car breakaway here at the front of the field, Dewey. Rest of the cars further on back. You have to think they might be trying to save a little something, something.
Yeah, I definitely think so, as Tom Goodman is now coming off of pit road, and I think there might be some damage on that car. Oh yeah, he lost it out of turn 4 and hit the attenuator down on the pit road, but it was not a caution because he spun on the pit road.
Oh no.
He was running in 10th, got loose out of 4 and hit the wall, and spun back down to the inside and hit that inside wall pretty hard, and then the back end came back up and got that attenuator. So quite a bit of damage now for that 33. He's back on the
99.
racetrack already, but you can
As
see a
for the
lot of
lead.
damage on him.
Mercurio takes back over the top spot. John Wall now looking for second in the 0.
It might be double trouble here for the 24 of Viper, losing 2 spots in just a lap. And indeed, the 0 will go on by and take over that runner-up position. Still a good day so far for Viper, obviously, but
Still jostling and weaving here up and down the straightaway. Again, 8-car Brigley at the front of the field. A strong field here tonight. Of 20 cars, or Johnston the only one out of the race. Cause the first caution.
yeah, and he fell out of the server under the yellow, so I think that was the reason for him being out. The damage he got was so
It was very minor.
He could have easily kept going, but I guess once he fell out, he said, "Up, well, that's the night for me." So, and yeah, the 33 again is still on track, and he's still on the lead lap, but that car is pretty hurt. His top speed is noticeably slower than his other competitors, so it probably will be a long rest of the evening there for Tom Goodman. Try to salvage what he can out of this race. Looks like the 67 also got the wall at some point. The rear end of his car is also pretty beat in. That's Brian Bieswanger. Not quite sure when that happened, but very noticeable damage now to the back of that car. So he's going to have to navigate his way around that for the rest of the race as well. Back up the front, give Josh Boyer another spot here. He gets by the 19 of Chris Aiken for 4th. So now that 41 up from, I believe, 19th and now up into the top 5. So it's been quite the race so far for that Skittles machine.
Skittles.
Tasting the rainbow. Looks like the 31 of Rod Weston is about to fall a lap down here to the leaders as Mercurio and John Waller closing in on him fast. So this will put only 17 cars on the lead lap once 31 gets past here. Tom Goodman now on pit road getting some of that damage fixed. The 108 of John Palmer coming down pit road now as well. So we're going to have only 16 on the lead lap here in just a brief moment. "31 staying on the lead lap for now, but I don't imagine this will... Well, maybe it could. On one hand, I would say these guys will pass him pretty quick, but you might see Mercurio elect to stay behind the 31 on purpose in an attempt to
Save some
keep the
fuel?
lead and also, exactly, save some fuel. If you got the left car ahead of you, why not? So we might see that here. But what that might do is it might let this second pack catch back up to our top 2 runners. as Josh Boyer is now gotten by Viper, as does Chris Aiken. So that 41 now from the last row to the podium, just shy of halfway. And remember, at halfway there are full points being dished out. So
That's right, Dewey.
this will be a huge get for Josh Boyer to claw his way through this field and potentially get almost first place full points before the halfway point in the race.
Dewey, you're spitting.
Yeah. 6,000 languages in this world, and I'm speaking facts.
That's right. I haven't heard that one before. That's a good one.
Yeah. Got another one on pit road, and actually the caution has come out, Joe.
Uh-oh.
This is interesting.
Very, very interesting
Not
time
quite
for
sure
caution
what
to
it's
come out.
for. It looks like it's for... Oh, the 33 again. Oh, and he got run into by Dick Johnson.
Dick Jordan.
Or Dick
Daryl
Jordan,
Johnston.
my bad. And Dick Johnson, the supercars driver. A lot of overlap here. But it looks like what happened to Tom Goodman the first time happened again the second time. Just got loose on the bottom out of turn 4, and around he went.
Here's a replay of it for you folks at home. Just gets a little too low, loses grip on those left side tires into the outside wall. And bam.
Yeah, nowhere for Dick Jordan to go there in the 61. So a bad night gets worse, unfortunately, for Tom Goodman, as now both of the, well, not an on-track incident with, or not a caution with the first incident, but it still gave him severe damage.
Some heavy damage on the left side of that race car.
Yeah. Because when he spun and hit the wall initially, he did not stay on pit road and get that repaired. He came back out and stayed lead lap for the time being, and then came back down a little later. But now, obviously, with all that damage, cannot put that off anymore. But just shy of halfway, as the leaders have just completed lap 35, so we're just shy of the halfway point. And again, you can't take tires under caution, but you can take fuel with an EOL penalty. So I think we'll see some guys come on in and take gas here. Could see a split strategy where somebody takes fuel here and gets the EOL. Maybe you see a couple guys like the 31 last time, maybe pit for those tires coming to the green. It'll be interesting to see what these guys elect to do, but a couple of options here. Again, just shy of the halfway mark.
Just taking fuel here. Steve's not in this race, Barb. There's Bino in that 44 car. Right now holding down the 13th position. It's a lucky number, ain't it?
Or so they say.
Lucky.
Allegedly.
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 Ready to go back racing this time at the line. 99 with control. John Wall there in second. Josh Boyer, Roger Neville second, and Wade Driscoll your top 5.
Get Viper back into 6th here. Running up in 2nd and 3rd.
Pace
Anybody
car.
likes to do fuel-wise here.
I'm gonna say pace car is in. 2 to go here before points are paid out. Gonna get a little aggressive at the front of the field. At least I think so. Green flag. We're back underway here from Indy. An all very critical get up to speed lap as we head through the South Chute, Dewey. John Wall's gonna try to have a run off of turn number 2.
Hey, he's going to have a shot at it here, down into turn 3.
Looked to the inside, wasn't able to get anything going. Couldn't peek the nose to the left of the 99. This time tries to cut it a little bit lower than Mercurio to try to get some clean air on the nose of that Pontiac. Not able to do so into turn 4.
Coming to 1 to go before the halfway point, and full points are dished out. Right now, Josh and Mercurio sitting pretty in line for that full points payday. But John Wall's got something to say about it here, down into turn number 1. Got a couple of them on pit road, the 33 once again, and Dick Jordan, the 2 involved in this most recent accident. So they hit pit road here for tires and fuel.
Down the back straightaway, further back, you see Josh 2 in the 85 to the inside of Viper in the 24. But we keep our eyes here on the lead to see if the 0 of John Wall can muster anything to get to the back bumper of the 99.
Got a bit of a run out of turn 4, but I don't quite think it's going to be enough. So here at the halfway point, Joshua Mercurio leads the race and will be awarded first place full points. So a big points haul already here for Mercurio, but now the question is, can he keep it up there and win the thing and get the max amount of points possible?
It's a critical question, and of course, tires, they're screaming right now, Dewey.
They are screaming for help, pleading for dear life. A lot of things that you don't want tires doing, but they're doing them for sure. Maybe they're even doing their own taxes. Who knows? They could be doing anything. Battle here for 7th, Daryl Johnson in the 86th, and the 6th of Rich Napick here down the front straightaway. That 24 Viper's been trending the wrong way, Joe. He's down to 9th now, and he was running 3rd before the caution.
He was one of the leaders of this race.
And he's been up there all night, and now all of a sudden, just past halfway, he's lost out on some of those available points, and now finds himself with a mirror full of Jamie Tedder in the 9-10, trying to get that 9th spot away. Not sure if the handling's gone away, not quite sure what the deal there is, but a little uncharacteristic so far compared to what we've seen out of that 24 so far tonight. Jamie Tedder trying to make a more successful pass than Bryce Young here down the straightaway. Looks like the 86 got a bit wide there out of turn 1 and 2, and this is going to cost him 2 spots. Viper and Tedder both are going to go on by that pink number 86 here out of 2. So down from 9th to 11th goes the 86, and the 4 of Tom Musa is also right there to potentially capitalize.
Here comes a pass for the lead. Josh 2 to the inside of Joshua Mercurio. He makes the pass, and Josh Boyer also will sneak on by in the 41.
Yeah, it looks like Mercurio just went in the chat and said that he's pitting this time, so perhaps letting those 2 by to make it easier for him to get on down pit road. So interesting call here, but no, the top 2 also coming on in, so
Ooh.
interesting strategy call here as the 37 of Nebelsek joins them. This is spicy.
Spicy meatball.
Looks like the 44 of Rubino also coming on down, so that's I think 5 now this time. Interesting. Looks like Wade Driscoll just now made his way off of pit road, so the 78 pit from the top 5 a lap earlier. Now he's going to blend back in 16th, just behind new race leader Rich Napick. So the 78's going to briefly go a lap down here, it looks like, unless he can pull away before this next pack comes down pit road. Napick, the leader for now. Looks like Viper's going to pull down, as does the 910 of Tedder. Both of those cars. Oh, and Tedder gets into the back of him, and around he goes, and he gets hit by the 19 of Chris Aiken. So trouble on pit road here for this little pack, and that's going to cost Jamie Tedder some valuable time.
I believe we're staying green through this, Dewey.
Yeah, it fully contained on pit road, just like the first incident with Tom Goodman, so this race is going to stay green, and again, a very costly error there for the 910 machine, as he'll end up losing the spots to Viper and Rich Fankel. And he's also going to exit pit road, probably not in this pack. So he might be on his own and unable to save any fuel for this next run.
A replay of what happened
close.
here. With Tedder coming to pit road behind Viper
Yeah,
in the
I think
24.
he just got in a bit hot.
The replay there. Oh, Chris Aiken,
And
though.
here, a little bit of contact there with Chris Aiken.
Yeah, he's getting the worst of that dealio, ain't he? But, as we stated,
Indeed.
we stayed green.
Fankel did a good job there of missing it. Oh yeah, it looks like Fankel and Tedder are now running together, but they're both a ways off now of where Aiken was.
Numerous strategies afoot here, Dewey.
Indeed, Josh 2 just came off pit road in the 85. So for right now, Napik's still out front. Daryl Johnston runs second. Tom Musa, Rod Weston, Brian Bieswanger, the current top 5. So you saw about half the top 10 have already come down and taken their next round of fuel and tires, but then you've got this group that is yet to do that. And so I wonder how much longer these guys are going to stay out, because they can't make it to lap 60. They need to pit at least 2 more times. But when exactly they do remains to be seen. As Bieswanger now pits from 5th this time in that 67, and Rod Weston gave up 4th to do the same thing in the 31.
We continue to watch
So
Rich
2 more.
Napick, Daryl Johnston. They're staying out here, Dewey.
And Tom Musa in the 4, so the top 3 all still have not come down pit lane. You can tell the 4 is hard saving though, because this next group of cars just passed him with absolute ease. So that 4 is definitely trying to stretch this as long as he possibly can. And the 86 is also getting blown by here down the backstretch. And this pack of 3 is also coming up on Napick here in turn 3. So all these guys just getting every last drop of fuel that they can out of these race cars.
And they gotta go, you know?
And 6 is kind of holding them up a little bit.
Oh, that's his job, too, is he's gonna come down
You
pit
know,
road.
I think he's pitting here. There he goes. Daryl, though, in the 86, he stays out one more time.
Musa
But
also
Tom
down.
Musa is going to come on down with Rich Napick. So new leader, Daryl Johnston in the 86, which I believe is now our 5th or 6th different leader of the race.
6th, I believe. And what this does, Dewey, for these guys coming down now, they can just go 15 laps, make another pit stop. That'll be sitting pretty to make it to the end of this race.
Yeah, they could definitely short pit this thing. Now, pitting here, you know, have a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field for the last stretch run of the end. So, yeah, if I'm the 6 and the 4, I am liking very much how this is played out. Looks like they're going to come off pit road roughly together. Maybe about a half-second gap between those two.
Roughly, he says.
We'll see where they slot in. Yeah. A rough estimation. We'll see how much longer Daryl Johnston keeps his 86 out on the racetrack. Still needs to make this next pit stop to complete this next cycle. And he stays out another lap.
Just... he's just gonna keep stretching it, ain't he? Can he make it to lap 60?
Looks like it.
Can he make it to lap 60, Dewey?
If he can, that's a Christmas miracle, I think. As he is up on John Wall by 29 seconds right now. So whenever he does pit, he's not going to come out and last either.
No.
There's a very, very healthy gap right now between first and second. Worth noting, though, that in this second pack, John Wall has gotten around Mercurio for second place in what will effectively be the race lead at some point in the near future. Which is good for Mercurio. It'll allow him to save a bit more gas behind that 0 car. But I really do wonder how much longer this 86 can keep it out there and running it dry. Because everybody else, some of these guys have come in now almost 8-9 laps ago. Pass on the front stretch, Chris Aiken for 6th. Going on by Dick Jordan in the 61. And it looks like Viper's going to follow him along through. So 2-pack of lost spots there for that 61 machine.
Here comes the 86
Daryl
down pit
Johnson is
road.
still out on the racetrack here. Yeah, just now coming in on lap 54, giving up about a 21-second lead here on John Wall and Joshua Mercurio. But the 86 will have to come on in one more time, though. He cannot make it from here to the end. Ran it as dry as he could, but not going to be enough to shave off a pit stop there for Daryl Johnston.
New race leader goes on by. It's once again John Wall in the 0.
Nice to see a Washington Wizards legend leading this race. Mercurio keeping up with him, though. He's been running close to that 0 now for pretty much this entire run, and for the 99 to keep up with the 0 while still being able to save some fuel is going to be pretty key for him for this last stretch run to the end of the night. Of course, the 0 unable to save fuel right now, being out front, but the 99 very easily can as they run. Josh Boyer sits about 2 seconds back of these top two, and it's another 7 or so seconds back to 4th place Roger Nebelsick. Top 5 very spread out now, with nobody able to make it to the end on fuel. It is still pretty wide open here in terms of who is going to take this thing home.
Dewey, if you had to pick somebody to win this race right now, who would you pick?
I think I'd have to go Mercurio, to be totally honest.
Dang.
Here.
Not even the guy that's leading.
And again, that's not an indictment on John Wall whatsoever. It's just, I think, you know, the 99 had the stronger car earlier, led a good chunk of laps, and I think part of this right now is him just kind of hanging out behind the 0 and taking it easy and saving a bit of gas. And I think by the time this thing wraps up, you're going to see that 99 ahead of the 0 and taking the checkered flag first.
Checking on some of the battles for position. Roger Nebelsick, Chris Aiken battling for this 4th spot. Aiken now looking to the inside down the back straightaway. Be able to complete that pass into the north chute.
Got a pass for 4th as well. Chris Aiken
Literally what I just said.
getting by Roger Nebelsick. Those two, of course, started on the front
Dewey.
row for this race.
Dewey, that's
Well,
what I just
I
said.
said it again. If you didn't hear them the first time, you heard them the second time.
Dewey,
Yeah.
that's just rude.
But hey, those two... Hey.
Dewey, am I
Hey,
a
say it
joke?
louder. It makes them more right.
Dewey, Dewey, am I a joke to you?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
People are
the two
asking.
front row starters though for this race swapping where they started here once again, as they did lap 1, turn 1.
I just like to switch spots, you know?
Yeah, switch things up a little.
As caution is out on the
Sometimes the
speedway.
mind-
Let's switch it up again.
Ooh, and that's for John Palmer in the 108
Oh,
down in turn 3.
is it now?
Did he blow up?
Did he go kaboom? I think he did.
I think he might have, because going down to turn 3, he went down on the access road, which you do not have to use on pit entry like you do on pit exit, and then came to a stop. So I think
that's-
the engine might have gone away on that 108 car.
Well, Dewey, what do you do? The caution's out. You can't put tires on the car right now, but you need tires.
Well.
Dewey, you need tires.
This is quite the conundrum here, isn't it? I think, I truthfully think that you are going to see some drivers come on in right now, put fuel in the car, take the EOL, and run the race out on the old tires they have. And hope that anybody that comes down to take tires under green will not be able to make up the difference on the new tires before the race ends. At least in my mind, that's the move I would make in this situation. I would take the fuel here, start out in the back, and hope that everybody in front of you pits for tires and gives up the track position to not kind of limp it around to the end. Because like with these kinds of constraints, I don't really, I'm not really sure what other option you have. Like if it's not pitting for fuel here and taking the EOL and ending on the super old tires, and if it's not immediately pitting coming to the green, what else do you do? What say you?
Dewey, I don't know.
Quite the interesting
Dewey, I'm glad I'm not
situation
paid to make these
drivers find
decisions.
themselves in.
You know? I think if I was paid to make
Me
these
too.
decisions, I would crack under the pressure.
That's stressful.
Yeah.
That's really stressful. There's a reason why they get paid the big bucks for it and we do not. So we'll see what these guys elect to do here. Top 2 stay out. Pretty much everybody's staying out. Rod Weston in the 31, Rich Knapp in the 6, Tom Musa in the 4, Daryl Johnston, Brian Bieswanger. So we got 5 electing to take fuel here and take the EOL. I like the call quite a bit.
Yeah, but you still gotta come get tires, Dewey. You gotta come down and get tires before the end of this race.
I think some of them are going to try running it out to the end and conserving as much tires as you can.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
really
lose
do.
one, man. Hey, happy
Well, these guys
birthday,
are gonna
Andrew.
have to.
Top
Happy
Dragster in
birthday.
chat. But doing a kick butt job broadcasting for our friends over at Hobo. Broadcast some for our friends over at Bomb Squad. Happy birthday. He's, of course, rooting on the 9985. Sorry, Dewey, I cut you off.
No, you're good. It's just in my mind, if you make up in your head that you're going to come back in for tires anyway, I think pitting for fuel there is useless. Which is why I think everybody that just pit is going to try to stretch their tires out and run them to the end. If you pit under, you can just take fuel anyway. Or perhaps this is where we see one of those two-tire half-tank fuel strategies come up. Time will tell, Joe.
Time will tell indeed, as the pace car is in. John Wall with control, green flag, lap 63 of 80 here from Indianapolis.
Curia with another great restart, staying glued almost to the back of that zero. Two strongest cars of this event of the race. But Josh Boyer, the hard charger of the race, started back in 19th place, running third right now, coming to 7 laps to go. Is that 41 of anything for these top two contenders here?
Is he just lying in the weeds, Dewey? Time will tell as we close in on 10 laps to go.
And
We're closing in. Pit stops.
oh, everybody coming on in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they came in. Somebody came way hot. I think it was this.
It might have been John Wall in the zero. Oh, we got one
I
on
would be surprised at all. Oh my God!
Weston.
31 almost flipped it.
He got into the 61.
Yeah, I think he made a late decision to come on in, or came in too hot, and he hit the attenuator and bounced down to 61. Another tough break there for Dick Jordan, who had contact with Tom earlier.
Roger Nebelsack, your new race leader.
Real green.
Still green.
So not surprised at all to see all these guys immediately coming down pit road. Basically the entire field save for about 3 or 4 hours. And the guys that didn't are Roger Nebelsack and the group that took fuel under that caution. So Rich Napick and the 86 of Daryl Johnson, they are still out on the racetrack, as is Richard Fankel and Tom Musa. Nebelsack and Viper currently on pit road making their last stops of the race.
Strategery. We got one around! Right in front of the leaders here off of turn 2.
That's Dan Rubino in the 44. Will that bring out a caution? Yes, it will, Joe. Yes, it will. And I think that just sunk the strategy of these guys that took fuel on that caution.
I would agree with that, Dewey.
They needed that to run green to the end, and now they're kinda...
Toast.
Not in a great spot anymore, yeah. T-O-S-T toast.
They're not good toast, they're burnt toast. The 44...
They are very burnt.
Ooh, right in front of the leaders.
Yeah, those guys that took fuel there, they needed this to run green to the end, so...
On board
now
with
that we have the yellow, that strategy is gone.
Richard Fankel there. Watch this 44, just... Oh, boy. That's not fun. Looks a lot...
That's the last thing you want to see out your window as the leader.
Probably looks a lot worse. It looked a lot worse on standard TV cams, you know?
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
Oh boy. So Richard Fankel, Rich Napick, Daryl Johnston, Tom Musa. They got burnt by that one. They got burnt.
Burnt.
Fankel's coming on in to take fuel only, which is interesting. But the 6, the 86, and the 4, I mean, they're going to run 1, 2, 3, and we're going to restart with just over 10 laps to go. I think at this point, these guys just have to stay out and hope they can hold them off on older tires, because otherwise, they're going to have to pit, and they're going to finish a lap down when they do. So, their bed's been made. They might as well lay in it and make the most of it.
Joey, what do you think's going to happen here before the end of this race?
Another caution.
No. Why would you say that?
Hey, that's my honest opinion.
Why would you say
I think there'll be another
that?
caution, that's all.
Joey. Why would you say
We're going to have a bunch of guys on new tires, and a couple guys staying out on much older tires at the front of the field. I think that is a
recipe for disaster, ain't it?
recipe for a caution at the very least. Whether or not it's disastrous remains to be seen, but it's definitely a caution recipe.
Well, this has been a race full of, been chocked full of varying strategies. When to pit, how to pit. What to give up, when to take, when to leave. As you know, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Yes, you do. Who is going to channel their inner Kenny Rogers and be the best gambler of the race?
What's the most money you've ever gambled, Dewey?
Zero.
You've never
I've
gambled?
never gambled before.
Wow. Good for you.
Nope. Yeah.
You know, some people would say mean things to you about that, but you're not me. Uh-oh.
I've played online poker a good amount of times, but I have not spent a single penny of real money on it.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Good old poker stars.
Hey, don't spend money on online gambling, folks. Unless you want to. And don't listen to us. We're just two random dudes on the internet.
90% of gamblers quit before they hit it big.
Alright, Dewey. Let's be careful.
12 to go.
Take us back.
Rich Napick, Daryl Johnston, Tom Musa, 3 cars on much older tires, hoping for a miracle. We are back green. They lead us with 12 to go here at Indy. I don't know how long these guys are going to be able to hold off their peers on newer tires, but we'll find out pretty soon.
Yeah, it's going to be a mad dash for some of these guys to try to gain some track position, as it is a hornet's nest right now off of turn number 2.
Is it? Cars everywhere. They're 3 wide further back. Mercurio trying to make ground back up.
But caution did not come out at an opportune time for some of these guys that had already pit. That 44 car of Dan Rubino a lap down. Just trying to stay out of everyone's way.
Nope. Yeah, we were wondering, you know, of course, how long those leaders
Oh,
can
he
hold
is
everybody.
slow.
Oh my
No.
god, the 44 gets hit by the 41! Mercurio spins. Jamie Tedder gets a piece. Tom Goodman's in it. Rod Weston. Richard Fenkel hits the 44 again on pit road. The caution is back out. The 41 is already out of the race.
Oh, he's
And
mad.
that was an unmitigated disaster.
Go on board with Josh Boyer in the Skittles machine.
Now, the 44 of Dan Rubino posted in the chat that he was going to pit. So he let the field know that he was going to pit, and that's fine and all, but
You can't pit from the third lane.
You can't just cut across the track when you're on the outside when you got the whole pack coming like that. And unfortunately, Josh Boyer found the attenuator to end his fantastic night as a result of that.
You've enjoyed using that word tonight.
Yeah. I mean, you just got thrown right off of it, and then there's Mercurio, who had a great night up to this point as well. There's Fenkel getting into the 44 further down pit road. And again, I know we said that he was pitting, but even if you intend to pit there, you can't just cut across the track like that when there's cars coming. That's never going to end well.
And I mean, he was slow.
Just a mental error there for Dan Rubino. Of course, no malice or anything, just...
That you know of. No.
You just can't be doing that. And that just stinks for Josh Boyer. And what a hit that was, and he bounced off the inside wall of pit road too.
Like,
That was a heck of a hit. So even more important now that 41 marched up through the field in the first half of the race and got those full points for third when he did.
yeah.
Now he's out of the race, but he's at least going to walk away with a decent chunk of points regardless.
Dewey, I'm scared. Now this top three, you know, they're gonna have some pressure that's pretty close to them now on those new tires. You know?
Yeah.
Man, they're right there.
So that wreck took Josh Boyer out, took Rod Weston out, and it took Dan Rubino out. It also put Mercurio, who was still at the back trying to gain those spots back, still in the back.
Put him back to the
but
back
now on
with
heat cycle
damage.
tires that he spun on.
With damage.
With damage, and his tires are killed. So the 99 is pretty toast here.
Yeah, and there's other
Now his
words
tire
that we
advantage is on
want
him,
to
plus the
use.
damage.
Right.
Yeah. Indeed. Worth noting, though, Daryl Johnston did pass Rich Knappich for the lead before that yellow came out.
Did.
So we're going to come to 8 to go here. Johnston, Knappich, and Musa on old tires. Nebelsick, the pole sitter, in 4th. Viper, John Wall, last year's winner. Chris Aiken, Josh 2, Wade Driscoll, Jamie Tedder, the top 10. And Tedder was one of those that just got a piece of that last incident. And Mercurio, who was on the new tires before, currently 12th. So he's got only 8 to go to try to gain as much ground back as possible. So it's going to be quite the challenge for that 99, but back up at the front, it'll be the 86 taking us back green.
Daryl Johnston with control, Napic and Musa right behind him, all three on older tires. Then it's a bunch of hungry cats right behind him. Green flag, we're back underway. 8 laps to go here from Indy. Oh, Roger Nebelsek's around.
Whoa!
And he saves
From
it.
4th place, he saved it though. No caution. Going to take that 37 out of contention after winning the pole for tonight's race, but a great save nonetheless. That will keep this thing green.
Napic to the inside, looking for the lead into 3.
The key here is going to be how long can Tom Musa hold up these next group of guys, and the answer to that question is not at all, as he is getting freight trains now on that high side. So now Viper and crew are going to have 7 laps to try to navigate themselves around these top 2, who again have much older tires and are hoping for a miracle to pull this thing off. So we're going to see what they can do here as Mercurio and Fenkel both hit pit road here from the tail end of the pack.
Napic continuing to slide back here. Johnston holding on to the race lead, but here
Viper's
comes
there.
Viper.
Yeah, the tires are really starting to go now on Napic. He is already back into 7th, or 8th, excuse me. Tom Musa now back to 10th. So how much longer can Daryl Johnston hold him up? Because Viper is right there. John Wall right there, Chris Aiken right there. We got 4 of them under a blanket here going for the lead, snaking their way down the backstretch. 86 is blocking his butt off here, trying to keep these guys behind him.
And a big
I just don't know how much longer he can do it, but
Hey, let them race each other, though.
yeah, Viper went wide trying to pass them, and now John Wall's going to go on through, as will Aiken. And this is exactly what that 86 wants to see. The more these guys race each other, the less time they have to attack and pass the 86. So Aiken and Viper now side by side for 3rd, while John Wall will attempt to set his sights on the 86 once again.
SMO guys up here towards the front of the field. 5
86,
laps.
he barely scraped the wall there.
Ooh, that 0 is loose.
Here comes John Wall. I thought he had it. Oh, what a block by Johnston. He's blocking him all across the backstretch here, and he put him in the wall. He put him in the wall, and here comes Chris Aiken now into 2nd place. And Johnston's going to park the bus on him there in the middle of the corner. He holds on for at least one more corner here. It's getting dicey.
He is holding on for his life right now.
Doing what he can. 4 to go. Doing maybe a little too much. Putting that 0 in the wall. As he's going to be under attack now from Viper once again. And his teammate Josh 2 in the 85. Aiken now all over the back bumper of the 86. But has not been able to make
He's working to the
pass just
outside.
yet. He's trying the outside, Joe. Can he make this pass to the outside for the lead at Indy?
I don't know,
this
Dewey, because here
doable?
comes the 0.
John Wall's coming back.
Does he push the 19, or does he try to push the 86?
They're almost banging doors here down the back. Yeah, the 0 is pushing the 19. They're about to door each other again. This is really tight here to 3.
Aiken.
And Chris Aiken
He
clears
sent it.
on the
He's not gonna be
outside. No, he's not. I thought he had him, but not quite yet. This can allow Johnson to make another move on those old
Oh, he got the
tires.
trigger 3
He's going to get a
wide.
little loose for 3 wide out of 4. John Wall's going to get both of them for the lead here.
Oh, it's a drag race now,
Side
back down
by
into
side
1.
for the lead.
And
3 to go here at Indy. They have finally gotten Daryl Johnson out of the lead, and now these guys on the 2 guys on the freshest tires up there, duking it out for the win. Daryl did everything he could Just not enough on those very old tires.
Just need this race to be
Now,
a couple.
Viper under attack for 4th by Wade Driscoll.
Need this race to be a couple laps shorter. Here comes Aiken in the 19. Wall in the 0 trying to hold him off. 19 Serpentine down the back straightaway. Oh, the 78. It's around.
And John...
Into the outside
Oh,
wall.
there he goes. Wade. And that's going to be a yellow.
Oh, the
which will
37
end
and
this
80
race under caution.
37 and 85 with some contact. Off of turn number 4. It
They
is
save it.
John Wall with the race lead. Chris Aiken doesn't have enough of a run. It'll be Wall at the line. Caution is out with 2 laps to go. And Wade Driscoll's night.
And I think that's going to end it here, Joe. I believe John Wall just got himself a 2nd straight win here at Indy.
See what happened here with the 910 and the 78. Just got into the back of them.
Big hit.
See the 85 way up the racetrack. In contact with the 37. Nipplesec trying to keep his foot on the floor.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Daryl Johnson might be the only car in this field that's happy to see the yellow come
I
out.
was gonna say, because Viper was pounding him.
And while he didn't get the win, he's at least going to hold on for 3rd. So I think the gamble was definitely worth it for him.
Yeah, going back and watching this, Aiken working the outside, it was looking like it was going to work, but John Wall, he backs up turn number 4, gets a hellacious run on corner exit as the 86 and 19 drift up, and Dewey, that was enough to get the 0
What a
car
move.
and get that Pontiac out in front of the field.
The race-winning move at Indy, being 3 wide off of turn 4, is absurd.
Look at this. And he sets
But it
this up.
worked.
He backs up turn 4 so well, cuts to the bottom there. Is able to just drive right under these guys. Has just enough tire left to make it work.
And that's just good recognition of those around you, too, because he clearly knew that the 86 was going to wash up and that the 19 wasn't going to have the run. So by backing up his corner, he was able to power through just enough and get enough of a bite on the bottom to get around both of them and to power through to the lead. And then on the Death Craver 1 to go, that is under caution, he can breathe a sigh of relief as John Wall will be going to victory lane for the 2nd straight year here at Indianapolis.
Got that Rick Mast paint scheme, too. I believe. Is that correct, Dewey? You're the paint scheme guy. You're the guru. Dewey is no longer answering my questions. Dubert.
Joseph.
What's that 0 paint scheme?
Is that... and obviously with the bricks, that's something that ran at Indy at some point. Is that a Brett Bodine car?
It is not that. I know that.
I believe that might be a Brett Bodine paint scheme. I'm going to have to double check that. But either way, the car with bricks on it is going to kiss the bricks as John Wall takes the dub here tonight at Indy.
We'll move on to our post-race coverage, get you race results, and talk with our podium finishers here tonight. John Wall, though, taking home a checkered flag this evening for the 2nd straight year. Here in the Culver Block 200, celebrating the time-honored tradition of the Brickyard 400.
And what a pass he made to do it. One of the best you'll see.
So he gets to bring it around. And in front of a packed grandstand. Burn it down for fans here in Speedway, Indiana at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Oh, don't burn out on the bricks. Don't burn out on the bricks. Don't do it. Sacrilege.
Nah, that's Rockstar.
Here we go. I'm just gonna tear those bricks up. Oh, you can't kiss them in the video game, right?
Nope. You can try.
I feel like the winner of this race should like have a brick sent to them, and then they have to send us a video of them kissing it, you know? And that's like just...
The track just flies them out on their dime to kiss them in person.
No. That's expensive, man.
Yeah, but it'd be cool.
Sure, it's expensive.
Like when Timmy Hill won the iRacing thing at Texas, and then when they went back to Texas for real, they gave him a victory lane celebration.
So let's talk with John Wall down in Victory Lane. So get to talk with the rest of our podium finishers here tonight. Let's go ahead and start with our third place finisher, driver of the number 86, Daryl Johnson. Daryl, you got a copy?
Yeah, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty dang good, and I feel like you and this 86 bunch got to be feeling pretty good about the strategy call there late in the race. What went into that, and how hard was it to hold off those guys on the fresher tires?
Oh my goodness. I just went in there and got gas at the last and started way back in the back there. And then it was hard to hold them guys off. That for sure.
Well, you get the untimely caution there. I think with that caution coming out, you know, you guys, the strategy would have worked to perfection, I think, for the three of you that had stayed out, because you guys weren't going to have to make that extra pit stop at the end. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. Still had really pretty good tires there, but they just had a little faster car, I think.
How stressful can it be, though? You know, under 10 laps to go. It's the Brickyard. It's this historic, this huge event each and every year for the boys here at TMP. How stressful is it at the front of the field? But then, how gratifying is it to walk away with a podium finish tonight?
Well, it feels good. You know, I had to grab the towel here, kind of wipe myself down a little bit because I was sweating really bad there on the very last. That might have had detributed to it a little bit, but yeah, it was a good race. I really enjoyed that last bit there, but it was nice. And I appreciate you broadcasting the show for us, and I appreciate Tom for putting on the league there race, and it was all right.
It was a fun time tonight, Daryl. Congratulations on the third place finish. Anyone else you want to shout out before we let you go here and go celebrate with the crew?
Yeah, I just want to mention I was running the Montessori Kids Universe. My son owns a school, and I thought I'd broadcast a car for him. So that's it.
Well, that is awesome, man. Congratulations on the third place finish. Great looking paint scheme up there. Man, Daryl, congratulations. Can't thank you enough for taking some time to talk with us. Go celebrate this one. Go enjoy it. And hope to be talking with you again soon.
Thanks, Joe.
Daryl Johnson, driver of the number 86, your third place finisher here tonight. Go ahead and go one spot up on the pit lane here and talk with the driver of the number 19, Chris Aiken. Chris, you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. I feel like it's going okay for you. Where'd that 0 come from there with that 3 wide pass for the lead?
Well, I was asking myself the same thing, but no, he made the best. He made the best of it,
Mhm.
and we all got stuck trying to get around the 86 on a little bit older tires, and I mean, he put up a heck of a fight, but I knew that we had to get around him.
Yeah.
I was afraid the caution was going to come out, and
Yep.
it did,
Lo and
like
behold.
right after we got around
Right.
him. Yep. But yeah, once I got out of the lead and shuffled back to about third or fourth, just it did not handle well at all in the dirty air, and you know, sucks for me because I didn't practice a whole lot.
Mhm.
Got here kind of late, and I didn't really have a chance to get a feel for the car in traffic. So, but we started up front, led for a bit, dropped to the back, worked our way up, dropped back some more, worked our way up again, and just come up just a little bit shy.
Just a little bit shy, and the strategy is all over the place here tonight. How difficult is it to manage with the new rule set here this season, only being allowed to take tires and pit under green flag without penalty?
Yeah, so actually, I haven't. Last week was the first race that I've run with them all year.
Okay.
So it was a little new to me, and it was a short track last week. So having to pit for 4 tires and fuel at a short track is that's quite an experience.
Yes.
But no, it's an interesting rule. It's something different. I like it. But it's at a place like Indianapolis. If you don't hit your marks coming in and out of the pits, um, that can cost you a bunch of time. And John and myself, we learned that firsthand Sunday night over at SMO. We also ran Indianapolis, and both of us spun out on the access road coming back onto the track under green. So we made sure to not do that again tonight.
Well, a great run nonetheless for you in this 19 bunch. Got to commend you for making that move on the outside late in the going, knowing that the heat was getting ramped up. Chris, congratulations on the runner-up finish. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Got some great folks to shout out and thank. Floor is yours. You know what to do, buddy.
Of course. Well, thank you first and foremost, the JTN network, for doing everything that you do, broadcasting these events. They're awesome. I can't wait to go back and watch it at some point. Thank you to the guys at TMP. They did a tremendous job putting this event together, and it's always a great event. And everything that they do, all the races and series that they run is a blast. And they do a great job with that. And of course, our SMO guys, we had a pretty good showing tonight. And congratulations to John. Hate to lose another one to you, but heck of a dang move there for the win. And we'll get one of these Culver blocks one of these days, I promise.
Well, Chris, you just got to keep knocking on the door, and eventually it just falls over, right?
Well, hey, remember I was on the highlight reel for the
Yeah.
disaster of the first one coming out of that final corner, but we won't get into that.
Well, they'll see that clip later, right? They'll see that clip at the end of the show. Just to remind you.
That's going to be on all the clip reels from now on, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Every
Great. Well, I'm
broadcast,
glad
you're right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Man,
but, as always, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Congratulations on the second place run here, Chris. As always, again, pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time, and best of luck, and hope to talk with you again soon.
Alrighty, buddy. Thank you.
Chris Hagen, driver the number 19, second place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and talk with the man of the hour, driver the number 0, John Wall, with the pass of the century there off of turn number 4, with what ended up pretty much being our pseudo white flag. John, man, how did you know that was the right time to back that corner up and make that 3 wide pass for the lead?
Well, it was lots of luck for one. I knew it was kind of getting ready to happen, so I wanted to back up the entry and get to his inside because I knew he couldn't block both of us. He was either going to go for one or the other, and I figured I had more track to work with on the bottom. Yeah, I'm talking about the 86, and I knew he had a little older tires. They were still good, but I knew he did what he had to do. That's for sure. We bumped a little bit. I think I actually ended up bumper grabbing him and bounced off the wall. I was like, man, if I could just get back up there. And of course, Chris was up there battling. They had a hell of a battle as well.
What's going through your mind when we're kind of getting these cautions with under 10 to go to set up this frantic dash? Because of course you got the 3 guys staying out there. They've all got old stuff. They all kind of, their strategy is, okay, we're going to run to the end of this race. Everyone else is going to pit. We're going to run to the end. And we're just going to hope that we have enough tire and enough fuel to make it. Caution comes out, and now they're kind of in this no man's land of, well, we're not going to pit because we can't to get tires. But they also, and I think this is where the 86 is, the blocking and the fending off everyone to the bitter end comes into play. But what goes through your mind when you see 3 guys out there knowing that they're at a pretty big tire disadvantage and knowing that it's coming to push, come to shove time at the end of these race?
It's nerve-wracking and frustrating, and I'll say it's the frustration part is because it's going to be a restart, and everybody's going to be kind of jumbling and likely to go get another caution. So that's the frustrating part. The nerve-wracking part is, okay, can I get back up there? How am I going to get back up there? Okay, I got Chris, and I have Viper in the 24. Myself, we've got fresher tires, like you said. The other guys, they're working their strategy. They're fighting like hell to stay up there. And like I said, the 86, he did everything I would have definitely done.
Right.
And I don't know, then some, but I try to. But no, I would definitely have done exactly what he had done. The other guys, I think, they're trying to run as hard as they can because they're trying to hold on to that spot. And
and I think it's important to note for everyone out there, you're all competing, right? You're all competing for this thing. You're all competing, trying to win this big marquee event on the calendar. You're going to all piss each other off because at the end of the day, everyone wants to win that damn race, right?
Oh, absolutely. And of course, being at SMO, Chris is a teammate of mine, Viper, and Jamie, and RC, and Josh, too, and they're all around me. We're all racing together. I can't tell you how many times Chris and I have. Hell, we wrecked at Indy last week, and the week before at a road course. I told him he got me 2 times in a row, so he's due one from me. But it happens, and we just have that much respect for each other. I have a lot of respect for these guys here at TMP as well. They're great drivers, so I know if they race hard, they're going to get into you. It happens. At the end of the day, it's a 20-year-old plus game. We're all not going pro. This is supposed to be fun, and it is fun.
Well, a lot of fun for everyone out there on track. A lot of fun for us up here in the booth tonight, John. 2 in a row now in this Culver Block 200. Congratulations on the big win here this evening. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Got some great folks behind you, some great folks to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Again, you do a great job with these broadcasts. Of course, I have to get up early for work, so I really can't watch it as soon as I'm done because I turn into a pumpkin. But tomorrow I'll definitely be taking a look at it. Again, you guys do a great job here in the booth. I do want to thank Tom and here at TMP. It's difficult as an admin and trying to organize and get everything going. I know it firsthand. I've done it with at IRC here and a little bit here at SMO. He's got a lot to deal with. So I think. And I'll say firsthand, I gave a lot of gripe last season about rules and stuff like that, and he's kind of battling through that stuff right now. But he does a hell of a job to get these races going and make it fair for everybody and compete. I also want to thank again my guys there at SMO, my teammates, my friends. Josh, this season, he and I, Josh 2 and I have teamed up. He's letting me drive Josh's Eggs car. I think he just wants the TV time for these races. I don't know, but we got these matching paint schemes from Rick Mass, 1996. So they're good luck. He ran pretty well too. But yeah, other than that, it was a fun time. Yeah, like you said, 2 in a row on this Culver block. I love it.
Now, you're not trying to build a house with all these Culver blocks, though, right? Like, you're not.
I'll tell you, where the market is down here in Florida, I could use every bit of help I can.
John, congratulations, man, on the big win here tonight. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Appreciate your insight and your time here, and hope to be talking with you again soon, man.
Yes, sir. Again, I appreciate that. Thank you again, and we had a good time.
Oh yeah, John Wall, driver number 0. He's got to go before he turns into a pumpkin, but he's your winner here tonight for the 2nd year in a row in the Culver Block 200. Dewey, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Indianapolis, another marquee event in the books, and it's John Wall taking home the checkered flag once again. Have any insight?
I had my mic muted.
Do chacho? Ugh.
Yeah, no, there
He was
was
over here drinking milk.
a lot of good stuff in this race. A lot of good strategy. Yeah. I stole it from Josh. My bad. But there's a lot of good strategy in this race. A lot of foiled strategy in this race, and a lot of great battles. Some pretty peculiar wrecks. But when the dust all settled, there was one guy that burnt the bricks down, and it was the same guy that did it last year. So John Wall seems to have this place figured out pretty well, and congrats to him and on everybody else on having a pretty great run tonight, and it was fun to be back up in the booth again.
Hey, it was fun to be out here in Indianapolis, folks. Make sure if you want to get in on the action, you head on over to the TMP Racing website. We got it linked down in the video description below, or you could also follow them on Facebook to find out more about how you can get involved here at TMP. A big thank you to Roger Nebelsick, Tom Musa, the entire admin group here at the TMP Racing League for bringing us out for this marquee event. We appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in as well at home. Make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video and make sure you are subscribed. A big thank you as well to our entire production staff, Bristol, our producer, and of course, Dewey up here in the booth with myself. I'm not thanking myself because it's just expected that I kick butt. I appreciate everyone else on the team kicking butt as well. With all that being said, though, folks, for all of us here at JTN, Bristol, our producer, for Dewey Schramm, I've been Joe Chwansky. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
3 wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
No.
The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh my
Oh,
God! Ricky
big
J,
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
The leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact around. Napick goes on through the flip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Block 200 in